Are you ready for some football? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. All that and more coming up next.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So glad y'all could join us for this game. Kate, Scott, and Brock here on the call for it, and we're expecting quite a bit of offensive gamesmanship, partner. Some veteran savvy out there. Both of our starting quarterbacks have spent quite a long time in this league, and they've got plenty of experience to show for it.
Yeah, I like the way you say that right there. Gamesmanship and veteran savvy. Father Time, he chases down these skill guys. It's a game that's getting younger and younger, right? Because, well, it's hard to be as fast as you've been when you were a rookie. But as a quarterback, you've got to use your years of experience. Both these guys have to play this game from the neck up and still play it at a high level.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And away we go from East Rutherford. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
Play action with Rodgers. And his first offering of the game winds up incomplete. And that throw intended for Malachi Corley. So second down coming up.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Rodgers here off the play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Escapes the pocket. He'll make bouncing football. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble, not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play. Well, they're going to face fourth down now, Brock, but hey, could be a whole lot worse. Very nearly a turnover there until that sideline saved them.
Yeah, even if this drive is coming to an end, they'll get to do so now, Kate, on their own terms. Get that punter out there and hopefully give their defense, well, much better field position to defend from.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. Punt meets him at the 28. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here are the Steelers now, taking over for the first time. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
That one's caught along the left sideline. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Wilson now from the gun. Throw secured by George Pickens. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
And it's a nickel look from the Jets, 3rd down. Wilson looking to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Ross off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Harris. Is across the line for the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Najee Harris, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Wangu now to return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Rodgers here from the gun. Has his man. It's Corley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Off play action, Rodgers. Flushed out of the pocket. And this time they're gonna get there and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again following the sack. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Rodgers throwing on third down. Dump off caught by his back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the third down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Thomas Morstead on the punt. He has it at the 13. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. They'll start with a give to Harris. And he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the first. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. More from MetLife coming right up. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They start out with a 2nd and 3. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Wilson with it on first. Taken in by Harris. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Russ now from the gun. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the 3rd row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now 3rd down is so much harder.
5 DBs out there for the Jets. 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. Xavier Gipson on to return for the Jets. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be Jets football. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
To the air here on first down, Rodgers. Corley reels it in. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Dumps it off to his running back. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Simply put, Kate, I mean, that's just job well done by the defense. You get a completion on 2nd down and go backwards, that's some pretty superhuman effort and want to from this defense.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Rodgers. That's caught for the first. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Hall. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Jets with the football. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Rodgers to throw. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That stop made by T.J. Watt.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
From the 21. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Jets earn the chance to tie before halftime. Malachi Corley, the touchdown. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game 7-7. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Cordero Patterson now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Steelers taking over on offense with halftime rapidly approaching. And with just under 40 seconds left to go, Brock, they can try a drive, but they got to hurry. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Cut out left. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 32. It's caught. Warren.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and really importantly as a check down outlet on short throws.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Wilson now from the gun. Continuing to move past the 45. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Wilson to throw again. Flush down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now here's Russ. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. The Steelers set to punt it. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. That brings us to halftime, and these teams locked up on the scoreboard. It's a 7-7 ball game. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Who knows when the deciding moment will come? We're underway in the second half of a deadlocked game. Patterson now to return it. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out comes Pittsburgh. Its offense has it to begin the third quarter. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 38. That's going to be caught by Washington. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Tackle made by Chuck Clark.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Wilson on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets' side. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And the Jets in the dime for this 3rd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
1st down, ball at the 36. Russ setting to throw. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They give to Harris from the gun. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he gets this forward to the 19. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. caught by Freiermuth. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. A handoff for Harris, running right. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Russ now from the gun. Catch is made in close. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. Xavier Gibson now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. Now here comes the New York offense. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
Throwing on 1st down, Rodgers. Able to find Corley. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Jets have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Hall once more. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Rodgers here from the gun. Rolling left, buying some time. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
They'll go right side with Hall. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And this one does not go far. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming. He'll throw it. Into the hands of Conklin. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
They'll run for it with Hall. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Conklin brings it in.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Hall there to haul it in. And he drives this forward to the 6. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing again, it's Rodgers. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets losing by 7. So now here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets cut it to a point late in this one. Malachi Corley, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Patterson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers' offense headed out. And we'll see how aggressive they get to try and end this game in regulation, or if overtime is on the horizon. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Setting up to pass. Warren's got it, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Now to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt, and they're going to take over possession. The Jets out to begin another drive. And even with some time left, Brock, a long ways to go to get into range for a game winner. They're going to need to move it in a hurry. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Jets take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted! By a man, and now he's in the clear. And the Steelers are finally stopped on the return, but they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First, he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot with a really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And you gotta think they want to run that clock down as low as they can before getting the deciding score, be it by field goal or touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Going right side, Harris with it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Harris once more. Has a big hole left. And he did not get in. Finally stopped at the 1. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
That one is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. One final shot here. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from New York.